Okay, guys, Mr. Champion here, and I would like you to take your section 1 through 3, chapter 10 notes, and flip it over to the back and write down this particular question. Section 1, we're going to cover this important court case under President Thomas Jefferson. And I want you to be able to explain the events that took place in Marbury v. Madison that led to the strengthening of the Supreme Court. Three things I want you to discuss: midnight judges, writ of mandamus, and judicial review. These are three things that you need to understand to really understand Marbury v. Madison. Once you have that written down, go ahead and flip your notes back over, and then we're going to start to look at section 1 and give an overview of the case. So section 1, Thomas Jefferson's presidency. Your essential question for this particular section: what impact did Jefferson's presidency have on America? Two things I'd like you to be able to do: list the actions Jefferson took to reduce the federal government. Remember, he's coming after John Adams, a strong Federalist who believed in a strong central government, and he's a Democratic Republican, Jefferson, and so he's for a smaller government, looking to give states more power, and so he's looking to reduce the power of the federal government. And then lastly, I want you to explain how the Supreme Court was strengthened. I'll give you an overview of it, but I'm also giving you a video resource on Moodle to take a look at as well to answer the question you wrote down at the beginning of this video lesson. All right, let's jump in and look at our section 1 notes. All right, we had George Washington, our first president, and then after George Washington, we had the advent of political parties start to form, and you have John Adams and Thomas Jefferson on opposite sides. John Adams being a Federalist, Thomas Jefferson being a Democratic, for short, Republican on here. Now Jefferson, he was determined to make the government more democratic. And in that, he wanted to ensure that all people have the same rights, and not so much individuals, even though that was a part of it, but he was looking for states to just have as much rights as the federal government. And so he began his quest in changing economic policies. He sought to reduce government spending, and we're going to look at one particular area that later on will come back to haunt him doing. As a person who spent time in France, he adopted this idea of laissez-faire, which means let alone, in terms of looking at the free market. Okay, this is basically where goods and services are exchanged with little regulation. And so he felt that let the consumer, the market, determine the prices and how things are exchanged, as opposed to the government regulating this. As I said earlier, he sought to reduce spending, and so as a result, he decreased the size of the Army and the Navy, and the spending that went toward this. Congress approved of it, and so we see that this is just one step to move toward a smaller central government, more power in the hands of the states. The key court decision under Jefferson's presidency really set a precedent that we follow still today. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court under Jefferson is John Marshall, and he's overseeing the Marbury v. Madison case. Basically, you had Marbury, who was to be appointed by Adams to be a judge, but President Jefferson, at the time, Madison being part of his cabinet, told Madison not to approve of these judges, and so Marbury sued to take it to the Supreme Court. And again, your video resource is going to help you get a deeper understanding of that. But basically, what came out of it was something called judicial review, where the Supreme Court can determine if the laws that are passed by Congress are constitutional or unconstitutional. And these was spelled out in the first articles of our Constitution, but the Supreme Court really never had to really exercise this particular power, and so it really showed that they had the power to check and balance the other branch of government. So go ahead and pause right now. Write your summary to Section 1. Also view the Marbury v. Madison court case and answer your question at the beginning of the screencast. Thanks, and once you're done, move on to Section 2.